Welcome to Bassmaster Fishing 2022, Episode 30, Lake Chickamauga Online Open Practice. Level 30, or Episode 30 here, it begins where I begun, playing Bassmaster. When I first started playing this game, I played this map. This is the map I spent the most time on. I have no idea why I picked Chickamauga. But I came here, it might have been Professor Smooth's videos, but I came here and I spent a bunch of time playing here. But I wasn't really practicing for the open. I was just trying to catch legendary largemouth bass. So you come around here, and I have to thank AK Acme on YouTube for making me aware of this spot. Now, you can come into here on this first house on the left here. You can come into here, and when you pitch under that smaller canopy, you can catch legendary largemouth bass in here. Like, if you pitch right about here and just retrieve, you can catch legendary largemouth bass, like right on this drop-off. I caught Brett here, and I saw Serenity or Scarlet. It was one of those. Now, it's not really hot right now, but it heats up there. Oh, also, you can pitch over on this bank, and I caught Brett over here, too. I caught him here one day, and then another day I caught him in here. But I've seen and caught multiple legendary largemouth bass right in front of this smaller canopy. But today the episode will be on this spot. Out in front, on the left side of this boat canopy, it's just to the right of that boathouse. I had no idea there was a good spot for bass over here until AK Acme from YouTube suggested it. So I tried it, and next thing you know, I was catching huge bags in 1 hour. I was catching very competitive bags of largemouth bass in 1 hour. And I got a heartbeat. It's a trophy. It looks like spotted bass. So Nintendo just had their big Nintendo Direct on YouTube, where they unveil and announce a bunch of new games that's going to be coming out this year. This is a huge largemouth. This is not a spotted bass at all. This is, on the first cast, this is some monster largemouth bass. Wow. Yeah, it's an absolute ape. It's a oh, I'm gonna lose it. It's a gorilla. It's an absolute gorilla. Come on in. Come on in. Come home. Yeah, it's a big one. 1411. Now, these are the fish you need on Lake Chickamauga for the online open. You need like 14s and 15s. This is a high 14. A stellar start to this Chickamauga episode. And AK Acme's spot is really starting to shine right away. I believe I checked by this boathouse before. But I was really shallow. Like I checked like right next to the boathouse. But when AK Acme suggested I come here, he suggested kind of like parking your boat like a little ways away on the left side, like a little deeper. And when I did try this, I found a major spot for largemouth bass. Indeed, it was true that there's a bunch of giant largemouth that you can catch here. And I mean, like extra super duty size, like the kind you need for the online open. The 14s and the 15s, the absolute maximum size. Yeah, so Nintendo had their direct, and the big game reveal, the big game that they announced was the remake of Ocarina of Time, Zelda, the Ocarina of Time. And right now, that's the biggest news in the whole gaming world. Because Ocarina of Time, Zelda Ocarina of Time, is widely considered by critics to be the best video game ever made. By many critics. I guess not everyone. The critics are always divided on what they like, but it's critically thought to be the best video game ever made. I knew it. I knew by the look of this thing I should bring it in. This is Grayson, a 42-pound channel cat. Look at the head on that channel cat. And the belly. What a monster. He's worth over 5,000, guys. I'm going to take a quick... Oh, I can't take a picture because I'm recording. Grayson on the Legendary Image YouTube channel. What a catch. On the Tremor Shad. Ooh. Oh, this isn't the biggest largemouth. It looked big, though. They revealed a bunch of other games in the Nintendo Direct, but the one everyone was talking about on YouTube after the Direct was Ocarina of Time, the Zelda Ocarina of Time. Everybody's buzzing about it, you know, like, what's it gonna look like? Because they showed like 2 storyboards in the reveal. They didn't show any gameplay. They didn't show any graphics.
You're gonna have a few competitors trembling with that toad.
And it was funny, like, how little they actually showed of the game. But no gameplay footage at all. And all the guys that were covering the show, they were like, geez, sorry about that, you know, but they didn't show any of the game. And it was a little embarrassing for them because, you know, they were like streaming the Nintendo Direct, and they were commenting on it and everything. And they showed like 2 storyboards from the new Ocarina of Time remake. And that was it. But considered by many to be the best video game ever made. And it'll be coming out this year as a full remake. So they completely rebuilt the game. And it'll look like as good or better than Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild. But as many of you know, I broke my last DualSense controller with super glue because my thumbsticks came off. The rubbers on my thumbsticks came off, and I tried to glue them back on. But I used a runny glue, and I used too much, and then I made another mistake, and I set the controller upright in the windowsill to dry. So I should have set it upside down instead of right side up. and all the glue ran down to the potentiometers and messed up my thumbsticks. And I couldn't play Call of Duty, and I realized I broke this controller, for at least for very fast-paced precision gaming. It's absolutely unusable for that purpose. I used it for a little bit of Bassmaster footage because the microphone still works, and you can do slow actions like play Bassmaster, but not any fast-paced precision gaming. I still have it. It's my original controller that came with my PS5 God of War Ragnarok bundle. And I've had it for like I've been using the tar out of it for like 3 years. I mean, I beat that controller to death, and it still worked. If it wasn't for me like messing up the potentiometers with super glue, it would still be working. But that's a little embarrassing thing that I did super glue my analog sticks. And I destroyed a perfectly good DualSense controller.
What a
Wow, that's a nice one, worth $8,000. But let's see if I can get 5 14s or 15s in 1 hour and win the tournament. But if you do that every single round of the actual tournament, you will probably win the Chickamauga Online Open. And we just finished up the Toledo Bend Online Open, guys, and it does look like Roger Huff's grandson. His name is Lil Cotta. And if you check the leaderboards, Lil Cotta will be in first place. And it looks like Roger Huff's grandson won the Toledo Bend Online Open. I don't know if it's his first time winning or anything, but he's going against a lot of us that, we fish in real life, and we're older people. Like, I know I'm 43, and Roger Huff's like 60 years old, and Big E is 60, and a lot of the people in the online that compete in the online open, a lot of us are like over 40 years old, and we're real fishermen, and it's really stiff competition. And I'm not sure how old Lil Cotta is, but I know he can't be much older than in his mid to late 20s.
knick-knack, fatty-whack, give that hog a bone.
But he's probably a teenager, guys. And he won the online open. He even beat his granddad, Blaney. But his real name is Roger Huff. He's my friend on Xbox. Oh my goodness, that's a big one. Yeah, there's a lot of big bass, big largemouth in here. He just doesn't want to go for this for some reason, though. Yeah, he just doesn't want to bite it. That's funny. But you can see the nature of this spot. It's just loaded with trophy largemouth bass. I guess sometimes it can be a little tricky to actually land them.
You're gonna have a few competitors trembling with that toad.
But my favorite baits are the tremor shad and the jankolistic swim bait. Those are the lures I prefer. When it comes to competing in the monthly tournament, you're going to rarely see me use something else. I think I finally caught this largemouth bass, the big one. Oh yeah, he's enormous. A big light green bass. He's a real beauty. But I have to say, this AK Acme spot is tremendous for competition. In 1 hour, you can get 5 giants here and score an absolutely enormous bag. Oh, near 14.
Basszilla.
That's a really good bass on Chickamauga. It might seem like, oh, that's not too big, because other lakes have bigger bass. But actually on Chickamauga, that is a giant. A 13-13 is tremendous. I mean, that's a great largemouth bass. Anyone would be proud to have that in their bag during the online open. Now let's try down by the boathouse again. That one I caught closer to the boat. Yeah, well, I guess Ocarina of Time is coming out later this year. And everyone will be buying it because it's like one of the best video games ever made. Well, you can only play it, I guess, if you get a Switch 2. I bought a Switch 2 on launch day because I had been wanting a Switch for years to play the Zelda games that I heard so much about. And I heard they were some of the best games ever made. Breath of the Wild and then Tears of the Kingdom. And I had been really wanting a Switch for quite some time. But, I had a PS5 and I just spent like $550 on it. And I was buying games and stuff. And I just didn't feel like it was the right time for some reason. And I'm glad I didn't, because I started hearing rumors that Nintendo was going to be releasing a new console. And at that time, nobody knew what it was. Was it going to be another Switch, or was it going to be more like a PS5 and, just be kind of like a TV console, or would it be like the Switch, a hybrid, a handheld, and a TV, HDMI hookup? But I knew that there was a good chance, there was a decent enough chance that the new console would be backwards compatible with the Switch. And so I waited to buy a Switch. I did not buy one when I wanted to. I waited. And when the Switch 2 was finally released, I bought one on launch day. I was there at 11 p.m. at GameStop at night, waiting for my Switch 2 to be given to me. And with it, I bought Mario Kart World on the cartridge, in the case, not the download. And you might say, well, why were you stupid enough to do that? That's $80, and the The download was like 50. And I'll tell you why. Because the download's not worth anything. Once you buy that download, you literally lose all that money. I mean, you can never sell Mario Kart World if you got the download. So you never get any money back, you know? At least if I wanted to sell my copy of Mario Kart World, first of all, it is possible I can actually sell it. And secondly, I might get like, I would almost definitely get like at least $60 for it. Because they'd have to pay for shipping too, but I'd probably get at least $60. That means I would only lose 20 on it. Whereas, like, if you bought the download, there's no chance of ever getting a solid nickel back for that purchase. That's why, like, spending the $80 is, it might seem stupid, but it was the smarter thing to do. Because that $50 for the download is just gone. You know, you never see any of it back. It's not possible to get anything for it ever. Whereas if you did buy the cartridge, there's at least a very good chance of getting at least $60 back and ultimately only paying $20 for the game. As far as sheer loss, you know. Well, so far I've caught a 14-11 or something, and a 13-13. Two tremendous bass. Two tremendous largemouth before 10 a.m. Before 10 o'clock in the morning. Now, I don't think that 13-13 is the best possible fish you can have in your bag for your 5 biggest, but it is a decent security bass. Like, you know, it keeps you from finishing with a 10-pounder or like a 12-pounder, you know. 13-13 that's a darn near 14-pound largemouth bass. And that is a very highly competitive fish. Even if it's only like 14 pounds, 1 ounce, 14s are still very highly competitive. But personally, in my bag, I would want like a 14-pound, 1 ounce, or a 14 even to be like my smallest fish. That would be my goal. I admit that. So at 13-13 I caught a good insurance, good security. And yet not optimal, you know, not, oh, this is a big largemouth. Hello, Miss Jackson. This is enormous. I think it's big. Oh, no, it's not. They tricked me. It looked like a 15-pounder. It was actually a 12. So I'm going to have to do better. Oh, there's another one right off the bat immediately. Bunch of largemouth. That's one of the hard things about Chickamauga is there are a lot of spots where there's a million fish. There's a lot of hot spots on Chickamauga. But there's not many like spots where you only catch mostly largemouth bass. And I think this is one of them, like where it's just very largemouth bass heavy. And 90% of the time you're catching largemouth, like trophy largemouth. It's another 12-pound trophy largemouth. So pitching over to the left here is actually becoming interesting to me. Two 12-pound largemouth in a row. You got to think maybe soon a 14 or a 15 is going to show up over to the left. There's lots of largemouth bass, lots of them. A great place to attempt a giant bag for the open. So far, I got 2 giants. Let's try some more here. That looks like a big one. Over to the left. Pitching over to the left. And I got another trophy largemouth. I don't think this is a 14 or a 15, but it is another over 10-pound trophy largemouth. So it's just a very interesting spot for fishing the tournament. Let's see what he is. Yeah, the controller that came with my console was white. That's the one I destroyed. Another 12.
That's a little chunk panda.
And the new one I got was black because I guess Amazon or eBay was out of white ones. So I got a black DualSense now. It's pretty snazzy looking. And it sure feels great. Like, to me, the DualSense has always been, like, ever since it came out, the best controller out there. As far as controllers coming with the console, the DualSense feels better in the hand. Like, to me, it feels better to me than, like, any of the other controllers I have, like the Xbox or the Switch 2 Pro controller. The DualSense just feels right, man. It just feels perfectly in the hands. And I just really appreciate the fact that I can just record my gameplay and my voice just through the controller. It's got a microphone that's always on. So all you have to do is press the create button and start recording and just start talking. And your video of your game and your voice will all record. And the controller is just, it's the best controller, guys. It's the best controller as far as coming with the console, right out of the box. It's got to be the best controller on the market. Neither the Switch 2 Pro controller or the Xbox controller come with a microphone, like, you know, in the controller, where you can just make videos like this real easy. And neither one of them have haptic feedback or adaptive triggers either. Wait, I'm not sure if Xbox has haptic feedback. I don't think so. I could be wrong about that. It just, honestly, for me, guys, the fact of the microphone being there, plus the comfortability of the DualSense, definitely makes it my favorite controller. All right, there's some big bass. Oh man, a smallmouth took it. There was some big bass in there that time. Well, we just went on a fishing trip. I just got home last night, and as many of you know from my videos, I was boasting that I was going on an amazing adventure of a lifetime to Smith Mountain Lake in Central Virginia, where I have caught and eaten channel catfish before. And this time, guys, I am sorry to say that we went to the lake at literally the hottest time of the entire year. And we caught exactly 0 fish. I brought 5 rods, all like 2 of them rigged for heavy fishing, 2 of them rigged for medium fishing. And I tried everything. I tried live worms, I tried live bluegill, I tried Texas rig worm. And no matter what I tried, I didn't get a single fish. The only people who caught fish were my nieces and nephews, and they were fishing for bluegill, so of course they caught fish. But I was fishing for catfish and bass. There's also muskie and carp in that lake. And they do eat worms. So I guess you could say I was fishing for carp too. There's grass carp and common carp in Smith Mountain Lake, Central Virginia. But I didn't catch any of those. So I got so frustrated, I went to Google and I asked why I'm not catching fish in hot summer weather. And Google actually said it's a bad time to fish because the metabolism of the fish is shut down. In other words, in extremely hot weather and hot water, fish are so hot that they will not eat because it might increase their metabolism and heat them up even more. So they refuse to eat in extremely hot weather. And I was in a spot where I knew there was a ton of fish. And they should be biting, and I should be catching trophy-sized catfish right now. And I was just completely flummoxed on why I was using live bluegill, I was using live worms, I was using medium large hooks. So I knew I wasn't doing anything wrong. Except for the fact that I went to that lake at some of the hottest days in the entire year. So the fishing trip was a complete bust. And guys, I did not have a good time. I sat out in the blazing heat, sweating my bejeepers off. And I mean, I was pouring sweat. It was funny how much I was sweating. I was all my clothes got soaked. My hat got soaked. Everything was soaked. And I didn't catch a single fish. But I did get to see my nieces and nephews, my sister and my brother-in-law, and my other sister and her boyfriend came, and we all tried fishing. None of us caught nothing, except my nephew. He was fishing for bluegill, and he caught a ton of bluegill, like he always does. And I also bought my 2 nephews Ugly Stick GX2s. Because they didn't have fishing rods. And I was going to let him use mine, but I thought, well, this is the perfect opportunity to, do something nice and meaningful for my nephews. And since I can't afford it, there's no reason why not to go ahead and get them fishing rods. Because they were only about $50 a piece. And, GX2s, man, they are known for their toughness and durability. They do not break. It doesn't matter how you try to break one of those things. I guarantee you cannot do it, probably. They're known for their toughness. Even though they're one of the cheaper rod and reels. Ugly Stick GX2, guys. If you want a great, medium power fishing rod, even something that can catch, over 10-pound catfish, GX2 can be a really fun way to go. So I got my nephews a couple of those. This is probably another 12 or so. There was a big one in there, but this one picked it up first.
Yes.
Yeah,
Check out
11
the
pounder.
beast from beneath.
But that's how my fishing trip went, guys. Basically, I lost about 10 pounds in pure sweat. I caught absolutely nothing. And I bought my nephews a couple GX2s, and they didn't catch nothing, except my one nephew did catch a bunch of bluegill. And he had a lot of fun because he was the only one catching fish. I guess bluegill eat any time of the year. Even in the savannah sun, the desert sun, in blazing, baking heat. Guys, there were times where it was over 100 degrees this weekend. Last weekend when we went to the lake, it was in the mid 90s the other days, and one day it was over 100 degrees. And not only that, there was 50 stairs between the lake house and the dock. Steep inclines and declines. All right, this is my third big one, guys. This one is enormous. So I got a 1411, a 1313, and whatever this slob is, all before 12 a.m. And big congratulations to Little Cotta for winning the Toledo Bend Open. But now we come down to two other lakes that it could possibly be for the next online tournament. It's either going to be this place, Lake Chickamauga, or it's going to be St. John's River. That's what it's going to be. A 14, so a 1411, a 14, and a 1313. These are very competitive largemouth bass. I only need two more big bass to have a very big bag. I pitched over to the left here on the bank, and it does look like over by the bank there's a bunch of largemouth and smallmouth and other species, kind of over on that bank, that rocky bank. But anyway, this is where I'll be fishing the tournament. I'll try and attempt here, and I'll try and attempt to that boathouse to the left there, where I first showed where I caught Brett. I'll be spending an attempt there, an attempt here, And that's probably about it. I'll just go back and forth with my attempts
Those
there.
creepers, check out the peepers on that swamp donkey.
Yeah, I didn't realize it, guys, but I can actually reach the bank over to the left from here.
Not gonna set any records with that one, but at least it's a good, solid keeper.
I wonder how long it'll take to catch a legendary largemouth bass on this spot. It's so funny because I've come by here before, but I didn't notice any of this because I was so close to the bank and I was checking all the shallow areas that I didn't think of like coming way out here and then checking the area in between the dock and this position. Checking a little deeper in front of these boat houses here. But there certainly are some giant largemouth out here. Just as AK Acme had stated. Yeah.
Flippity flop, what do you got?
But I've never tried the white t-shirt before. I guess I was in a white t-shirt kind of mood. And I had a white hat on, but I had to change it. Oh, big son of a gun. Giant super cruiser largemouth bass. Came out of nowhere. Demolished this lure. Smashed it. I think this is a super heavyweight, like a 15 or so. It's big. I did bring my Switch 2 with me to the lake. And I'm glad I did, guys, because it's the only productive fishing that I had. I brought my Bassmaster with me, and there's also Fishing Planet on Nintendo. You can play Fishing Planet. 13, meh. A 13-1, guys. So a very meh kind of fish. It's good, but it's not great, you know? Great would be 14s and 15s. That would be great. So now I have a 14-11, a 14, a 13-13, and a 13-1 are my four big fish, my four big bass. And it's funny because I did notice a lot of fish over to the left on the rocky bank area. It's just a good spot for largemouth bass.
You're gonna have a few competitors trembling with that toad.
Two more game hours, which is about 10 minutes, guys, left in the video. Gosh, man, this time flew by, guys. It feels like I just started this episode. What's going on with this fish? He's just kind of like hanging over there on the dock. Or, yeah, here he comes. What is this? It's acting very strange, guys. Probably just a normal fish. What is it? Yeah, it's like an average trophy. It acted super weird though. I do apologize about this net, guys. I must be the worst of all time with this net. Yep, a 12. Very average. I just need one more giant to have a very solid bag. This is a small one. Trying to bust them off, but I can't. So 10 minutes left in the video, guys. Somehow, this video is almost over. An hour and another hour in the books. Episode 30, guys. The online open is probably the new online tournament starts this weekend, probably. It'll take all week to spawn in, like it always does. And people will be taking their first attempts come Friday or Saturday. All us Bassmaster loyalists will be attempting our first in the tournament.
Not going to set any records with that one, but it's a solid keeper. Cha-chunk, cha-ching.
Well, it's a trophy, whatever it is. I didn't even see it. The grass got in the way. Could be a big largemouth. Chances are it's like a 12 pound. Oh no. This could be a bigger than a 12. Yes. No, 12. Almost 13. Yeah, respectable. Not terrible, but it's still a 12. Well, so far it's been a very strange day on this spot, guys. Honestly, I feel like it's kind of like a good, average good bag. Like a great bag would be like all 15s and 14s. All 5 of your fish, either 15s or 14s. That is the goal, guys. If you can do that, you're probably going to win the round and maybe the whole tournament. If you can do it every single round. But Chickamauga here will be very competitive. It'll be tough to win. Plenty of good people on Chickamauga, I'm sure. Because this is not the biggest lake. So it's easy to check the whole lake and and find the good spots, really, because this has got to be the smallest lake in the game. Old Lake Chickamauga in Old Tennessee. I think it's Chattanooga. Chickamauga and Chattanooga, Tennessee. Chattahoochee. There's something about the South, guys. A lot of funny sounding towns and lakes. And Chattanooga is definitely a funny sounding word. About 7 minutes left of the video, and I only need really one more giant to have a pretty stellar bag. But I wonder if you could even do better on a different day with different temperature. Sometimes you can get a decent score on a certain spot one day, but on another day you can get an absolutely record score on that same spot. And that's what I'm going for. A record breaking score. This could be a big one. This looks really big, actually. It kind of looked like Hunter. What do we got here? This is a yellow bass. No, it's not Hunter. It's a big yellow bass, though. Well, I appreciate you coming along for this 30th episode of me basically practicing for the tournament. Oh, yes!
Creepers, creepers, check out the peepers on that swan.
So now, two low 14s, a 14-12, a 13-13, and a 13-1 are my big fish here. And that gives me an absolutely incredible bag. I think I might finish this episode 5 minutes early. Thank you for watching my 30th episode, guys, on practice for Lake Chickamauga. And I'm going to go over there to the left in front of that canopy and also pitch over on the bank for a different attempt. That boathouse right there. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.